Here is the distance between the two houses in Canada, 444.3 kilometres, and that being the number of times the word God is found within 3877 verses, which is the distance from the hospital to the South Pole that the Christ was reborn into. Now, when adding the distances from the Grand Gallery to the far wall, the height of the ceiling, we've got 230. Each one of those three numbers you can see there, beginning with 230, then 537, then 286, which is the displacement factor. They all add up to 1053.18159 pyramid inches, multiplied by a lunation of 29.53052 days, gives you 31101, which is the number of verses within the King James 1611 Bible, 31,101 verses. It is also the Julian day that the Christ was reborn on, 2431101, the Julian day he was reborn on. You can see there the 433 number that we've already gone through, God. The height of the Grand Gallery is the same as the displacement factor, 286.1 pyramid inches. And the actual pyramid was made smaller by 286.1 pyramid inches from the foundation that was laid for it. Now, the centre of the Bible is Psalm 118 verse 8, and the eighth word is Lord. Quoting, "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man." The square root of the Julian day, 31101, and the Bible verse total is 176.3547. 1763 is Enos, a year. I was in Quesnel. Where the Zionists tried to kill me by spraying water on a hill on Garner Road, and my logging truck flipped off a ravine and hit a stand of trees. And I was taken up back to heaven, reminded I was the Almighty, and as Mary said as a child, I was Jesus. And so that was it. February the 15th, 1978. I lived and rose from the dead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days as Jesus. Then add ghost for word total of 108, and we have 12453. Being the time since my rebirth, January 11, 1944, to the day that I crashed the logging truck. It was the night of Valentine's Day. I got in the truck and was on the road in the morning of the 15th. The 1779 weeks had passed since I had returned. 1779 from a compound of 1722 and 5028 to enswathe with cerements for interment. Bury. This word is found once in John 19:40. Then took they the body of Jesus and wound it in linen clothes with the spices, as the manner of the Jews is to bury. A mathematician calculated that for Jesus to have fulfilled 8 prophecies, the odds would be the same as marking one silver dollar with an X, then mix in with enough dollars to cover the state of Texas 2 feet deep, 500 millimeters. and to have it hidden somewhere among the vast numbers, than for Jesus to come along and dig and find it with one try. The odds are 1 in 1 to the 153rd power, 1 with 153 zeros behind it. I have done 10,000 miracles, which equates to finding one atom in the universe. So you see, it's like a chess game. Sit back and wait for the opponent to choose the weapons, then they make the first move. Man is incorrigibly evil. The fallen angels can only exist in a human being. So man either lets them in or shuts them out with Jesus. But the churches pollute the name Jesus. Look, Lord, what have we done in your name? I reply, I do not know you. So the most evil die and are given another chance, and the former demons he was infested with waits for the soul to be reborn, and it returns bringing other demons with it that has emerged in the time since he died. That could be hundreds of years. He lives again, does evil, and gains more, dies and is swept clean, reborn, and once again is reborn, and more infest him. And so by the time 7 lifetimes occur, he is brimming with evil so dreadful, we have the world today, and I come to judge all. So we have the Jews infesting everything as they must get rid of me, and think foolishly they can do so with the top people in the Vatican and governments worldwide. Matthew 12:43, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return to my house from whence I came. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he, and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. 7 lifetimes is a maths formula. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 equals 5764801. Hebrew 5764 from 5763, a babe, sucking child, infant, and Greek 576 from 575, and the base of 939, literally to disembark, figuratively to eventuate, become, go out, turn. The Greek 4801 from 4862, and the base of 2201, to yoke together, conjoin in marriage, join together, equals demons yoked into a new baby. Psalms 12, verse 6. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Greek Dictionary 126 from 104, ever during, forward and backward, or forward only, eternal, everlasting. Psalm 66:10. For thou, O God, hast proved us, thou hast tried us as silver is tried. Incidentally, the Red Cross, it was started by the Rothschild family, was the Red Cross that distributed 60,000 litres of vaccinations into Africa laced with the AIDS virus. It is patented, and the patent number is 4647773. Anyone can Google search and find it. Reading from Zechariah 13:9. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. 1 Peter 1:7, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honour and glory at the appearing of Jesus Christ. Now, a point on the Revelation flood and what it means. Quoting, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ." That's present day. "For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night." The accuser are the churches. "And they overcame him," that's the devil in Jews, "by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil," that is the Jews, "is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he," that is they, the Jews, "hath but a short time. And when the dragon," that's the Jews on earth, the containers of Lucifer, "saw that he," the fallen angel Lucifer, "was cast unto the earth, he," by the Jews, "persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child," that's Jesus born after. That is second time, second coming. "And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time, from the face of the serpent." The woman is the wife of God, Essene, Asherah, in the Bible, renamed to groves. "And the serpent cast out of his mouth," that's the preaching of Pauline Christianity, "water as a flood after the woman, that he," Lucifer, "might cause her," the wife of God, "to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman," that's the wife of God, Asherah, the one reading to you, "and the earth opened her mouth," that is Christ today, the earth in numbers. It is the measure of the earth and the resulting numbers. "And swallowed up the flood," that is false Christianity Protestants, "which the dragon," the Lucifer and his angels, "cast out of his mouth. And the dragon Lucifer was wroth with the woman," that's the Essene wife Asherah, resurrecting, "and went to make war with the remnant of her seed." They are the Essene, "which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ." So this is the false apostle Paul. He was a Roman Pharisee Jew. All of the 12 apostles were Essene, the offspring of the baby, God Almighty, who began in a timeless thought which dreamed of heavenly parents, Yahweh and Asherah. It being the parent as Yahweh who would send his own soul into the baby born of the Virgin, and the representative of Asherah as Mary, our mother. The creation was in innocence, a dream of a baby, and therefore I said, "Suffer the little children, and hinder them not, as they are not corrupted by the Jews." Again, back to verse 17, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed," that is a few, "which keep the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Jesus Christ, who measures creation, which is entirely a confirmation of numbers, synchronistically joined to the dictionary," that's the Concordance Dictionary, Strong's Concordance Dictionary, of Lucifer's King James Version 1611 only Bible, Today as a means of measure, converted to a word, and in some verses they confirm the number. The passage into the Queen's chamber is 1521 pyramid inches long. It was in New Guinea, Asherah and I, Yahweh, the adults of the former Martha and Jesus, cured our first AIDS patient James, an apostolic minister. He did not recognize I was Christ, even though he had been saved from a sleeping, lifeless, near-death situation to within hours bouncing around like a child. The Mayan calendar predicts the end of the age was December 21st, 2012. So the date of the healing of James, the first patient, from December 22nd of October 2008 until 21st December 2012 was 1521 days, which is that leading into the river of paradise. Or 217 weeks. So now we have the synchronicity of the numbers from January the 12th this year until coming up August the 17th. 217 days or 31 weeks. In the Great Pyramid, the distance into the Queen's chamber along a narrow way leads from the Grand Gallery to the unfinished chamber, being the wife of Christ to come. The distance becomes latitude via the laws of synchronicity, and the distance to the far wall is also latitude. 1521 number, we look at the Hebrew and Greek numbers. From 1519 and 71, to introduce, bring into, was to lead into. Hebrew, from 1518, a stream, a river of paradise, a river of paradise, also a valley or pool near Jerusalem. Lead into the river of paradise. Therefore, by healing our first AIDS patient in New Guinea on October 22nd, 2008, the incurable was cured. Did he believe I was Christ? No. Yet as a minister he prayed continually Christ would heal him. These numbers shown in the drawing below are the two latitudes, and as it is shown how India fits into Australia, and driving through all of Australia it is a wilderness where there is nothing we would be able to live on, as it is intentionally kept as a desert by the Jews and their dogs, the world order Freemasonry. As under Australia is 1 million square kilometres of readily available subterranean water that when drilled, the weight of the landmass pushes hot water to the surface to any height where it can flow down into the lowlands like Lake Eyre 25 metres below sea level. The heat can be converted to power and the cooling water farmlands, the water being pure, unpolluted and life-sustaining, the breadbasket of the world. Puts things into perspective when you can fit the total landmass of India. And how many billions?
Oh, at least 1 billion.
At least 1 billion people, all fitting with room left over within one nation,
No,
Australia, where there is nothing. Now the distance in time from January the 11th, 1944, the rebirth date of the Christ, until 17th of August, just next week, 2013, 69.6 years. 696 from Argos, shining, silver, the metal. In the articles or coin, silver. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk and scarlet, and all fine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble. Quoting the Revelation 18:12. The 3631 in Hebrew from 3615, now that's the number of weeks, 3631, pining, destruction, failing. I have warned these demons, if they go underground it will be their end. If they remain on the surface then they may repent and be saved. The United States has been constructing underground facilities since the end of World War II, an estimated $60 trillion spent. Astronomers discovered a dwarf sun and 7 planets approaching the Earth, with photographic evidence posted in a magazine 50 years ago, with the caption, "Not to worry, it won't be here for another 50 years." I had written to Eugene Shoemaker. He and his wife Carol and David Levi worked as a team. They discovered what is today named the Shoemaker-Levi 1994 comet that struck Jupiter. This comet broke up into 21 fragments. The numbers revealed mountains hurled by God. Shoemaker came to Australia and in the desert hits a truck head-on. An impossibility, as the roads are dead straight and dust can be seen for vast distances. He was murdered. His wife, Carol, survived. Astronomers work in teams or pairs either side of the continents, and since that time an astronomer working for NASA was posted in New Zealand. Mr. Harrington was murdered after his report. The reason was he first made a public announcement of what NASA has known from after World War II. Since then, hundreds of astronomers have been killed. The last few months, a sudden increase in deaths. Presently leaked information aligns with a mystery meeting by Clinton, Obama and Bush in Senegal, Africa. They have the notion their elect chosen of God can survive what they see as the largest planet, reported to be larger than Jupiter at 88,800 miles wide, which I have said will be 94,200 miles wide, larger by 5,400 miles. And that is the age difference between myself and half-sister June Maria, 5.401 years. She born on August 18, 1938. Ash, Mrs. Marshall, born August 19, 1956. I asked her what she wanted for her birthday. She said, "Take the demons out." The last silver is found in Revelation 18:12. This number is the number 6. The leaked information from astronomers assumes the vast debris drawn behind it, that is the large planet, will fall onto the Earth as the Earth passes through it. The Earth axis has shifted, moving the North Pole 50 degrees to the area off Herne Bay, east of London, England. The pole star was used by astronomers returning from the south for navigation and was the star one could see from the descending passage of the Great Pyramid. This is no longer possible. As the Earth has turned over, shifting the axis 50 degrees southward. Quoting, "And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed God because of the plague of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great." from the Revelation 16:21. The number 1621 from 1537, to shake violently, shake off. My birth on June the 17th, 2 BC, conceived September 11th, 3 BC, died April the 3rd, 33 AD, and raised April the 5th, 33 AD. Second coming, April the 6th, Australia time, 1943. Reborn January the 11th, 1944. Plus silver, tried by August 17th, 2013. 69.6 years means silver in Greek. Julian day birth in 2 BC equals the Julian day 1720860.55694. Divide by a solar year of 365.2424 equals 4711.557. Hebrew 4711, a primitive root, to suck milk. Greek 557, refutation, contempt, naught. At 1 p.m. January the 11th, 1944, Sydney, 2200, that would have been time in London, wouldn't it? Julian day 2431101 equals 31101 Bible verse total, and the number from the King's Chamber predicts my date of birth via the Julian day number. I'll come back with the rest of this letter.